There is a huge difference between a sensible and mature man who knows what he wants from life and an immature boy who refuses to take responsibility and grow up. You don't have to keep kissing undeserving frogs until you find your Prince Charming. There is a shortcut, there is a way, but you have to be smart about it. Valentine's Day is coming and love is in the air. But if you're one of those who are still struggling to find the perfect guy and trying to understand the crazy world of courtship, or worse, trying to figure out if your current partner is even worth your time and effort, then you have come to the right place. Hello everyone, my name is Nandita Vaidyanathan and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to answer all the burning questions that is there on almost every girl's mind while going through the arranged marriage/dating process. What should I look for in a potential suitor? What are the red flags and the mud puddles that you should look out for before stepping into a relationship? What differentiates an ordinary man from the perfect gentleman? I will be bringing to your attention all of those qualities that you need to look for in your dream guy before taking this crazy plunge of getting into a committed relationship. And yes, this video is strictly for those who are looking for a long-term relationship that leads to marriage, because the whole list is completely future-proof and it is made with the intention of selecting the right life partner for you. So girls, pay careful attention and take notes. And boys, take a hint maybe. The first quality is, of course, chivalry. This is the most important quality that differentiates your average Joe from a perfect gentleman that any girl will find attractive. Opening the door for you, pulling the chair for you, opening the car door for you, making sure you're comfortable while speaking to him, picking up the bill, being polite and courteous, and treating you like the lady that you are. These qualities speak volumes about a guy's upbringing. If you spot any of these qualities in your guy, just be rest assured that this guy has been brought up well by a good, smart woman, and she has taught him well of how to treat a woman right. We women have to live in a world where we have to work extra hard, compete with other men while getting paid much lesser. That's the kind of world that we are unfortunately living in right now. But when you are with your special guy, he does these little things, these little subtleties to make you feel so special and so happy. He pampers you, makes you feel special, notices the little things about you, your likes, your dislikes. That is one quality you should definitely look out for. Remember, he's going to be the father of your kids. So the guy that you choose is really going to affect how your kids are going to be brought up. So this quality, according to me, is priority number one. You haven't studied so hard and cleared all these job interviews so you can fulfill your lifelong dream of being a nanny to his kids and a nurse to his parents. While doing all of that is not wrong, but that is not really the purpose of marriage, is it? So carefully notice if your guy truly believes in gender equality. Ask him what are his thoughts on gender roles in this time and age. Is he willing to pitch while doing household chores? Ask him frankly and find out, because this can be a game changer. If he's a Baba Adam ke zamane ka guy who thinks that women should just be at home and take care of kids, then for the love of God, just dump him. He doesn't deserve any of your attention. Don't even consider him, even by mistake. These kind of people later on treat their wives like doormats and don't take any responsibility of helping their wives at home. And you as a woman know very well that motherhood can be very demanding, both physically and mentally. So at that time, you need a supportive partner who will understand all of your struggles and will stand by you through thick and thin. And the only way that can happen is if he treats you like an equal. He doesn't differentiate between men and women and thinks both genders deserve equal opportunities to shine. Both chivalry and feminism should exist in perfect harmony. Only the guy smart enough to understand that deserves to be in your life. Don't settle for anything other than a feminist. Third, what is a relationship? It's just two individuals having a great conversation, isn't it? To create that kind of conversation, you need to have things in common. You have to be intellectually attracted to him and have those stimulating conversations that make you think and ponder about life. Only a guy who probably challenges your beliefs would be an interesting match for the future. And all that back and forth banter will just be a cherry on the cake, as long as it's done in a respectful and healthy way. I personally find intelligent guys to be really cute and attractive. There is just something about them. So on the first date, if he talks about ancient Babylonians and the Mesozoic era like Ross, don't freak out and judge him to be a nerd. Nerds are usually ambitious and driven, so that will work in your favor. And plus, you want someone who's happy with his job, or at least aspires to be happy with his job in the future. Someone who has at least a rough plan carved out for himself for the future. And only an intellectual man can do that. Which brings me to my fourth point. Stability and maturity is an absolute must. Now, you don't want a guy who's sometimes hot and sometimes cold. Suddenly, he gives you a lot of attention, and the next moment, he can just ghost you out of anywhere. You don't want that kind of an unstable guy, do you? You want someone who's sure about getting married, or at least sure about being in a committed relationship. A stable person who sticks to his decisions, not because he has to, but because he wants to. Someone who has the emotional maturity to understand when you're PMSing and knows how to comfort you during that time of the month. Someone who gives you space and also feels secure in silence. That's the kind of maturity and stability that you should aim for in your dream guy. Fifth, monogamy. Of course, this is a no-brainer. And if you don't consider this to be important, what are you doing? Seriously. Have some self-respect, woman. Don't be one of those stupid girls who accepts half-baked relationships where a guy is just flirting with one girl and you don't know if he's actually being loyal to you or not behind your back. All this while pretending to be with you. It's disgusting and it's highly disrespectful to you. And this holds good for both genders. If you even have to think that your guy may cheat you behind your back while going on one of his boy trips,
leave him, please.
You're better off without a jerk like him. You'd rather be single than be in a toxic relationship with someone who might scar you for life. Why do you want to put yourself through all of that? You might develop trust issues with men in the future if you continue to go on this path, or even think or even consider being with someone who is a womanizer. So no matter how cute he is or how filthy rich he is, don't fall prey for it. If he's a cheat, forget about giving him a second chance. Don't even give him a second glance. Commitment and loyalty are two non-negotiables. Any compromise in that is a compromise to your self-respect. So save yourself from all that grief and choose wisely. Sixth, now your distant relatives might convince you, saying he's well qualified, he has a good job, and he'll give you everything that you want. Please don't buy that nonsense. It's very important to be physically attracted to the man you're going to marry. I don't know how this is even a point of consideration for Indian women. Why do we have to compromise on looks? We deserve to feel physically attracted to the guy that we want to marry. Being attracted to your partner is a very basic thing, and somehow women are guilt-tripped into overlooking that aspect just because he has a stable job or just because he's super rich. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you have to wake up to that face every morning. And I'm not talking about beauty standards here, like being tall, dark and handsome. I'm just talking about you being physically attracted to the person you're going to marry. You deserve to wake up next to a face that you want to stare at all day. So it doesn't matter if your dur ki chachi thinks this guy doesn't earn enough or he's from some other caste. What matters is whether you are attracted to him. And everything else should just be like blurry objects to you. That silly chachi is not going to spend her whole life with him or have kids with those genes. It is you who's going to do all of that. So it should be someone who you like in all ways. Mentally, physically, intellectually and emotionally. Seventh, now this particular point can make all girls go weak in their knees. The guy should be a romantic. Now tell me, which girl doesn't like to be admired, chased and pampered and made to feel special like the only girl in the world? We girls are naturally made that way and we should embrace that. We shouldn't feel ashamed to say that we do want to be the center of all his attention, the most important person in his life. If you think otherwise, you're just lying to yourself, girl, because this is one quality that almost every girl has in common in her dream guy list. We all want a romantic guy who will woo us, plan surprises for us, buy special gifts for us, and make us feel so special and loved. And yes, it need not be something expensive. It can even be like the simplest things that you mention randomly during a conversation, that you like this particular thing and suddenly he gives that to you. Which brings me to my eighth point, which is him being a good listener. As women, our brains are completely wired. Unlike men, we don't have a separate compartment for each aspect of our life. Everything is connected, everything is wired in our brain. Which is also why we are so emotional about things and we feel more, because we notice the little subtleties that sometimes men overlook, because that's how we are made. So it's very important to have a partner who is a good listener, who wants to know how your day went or how that trip with your girl gang was, or how you dealt with your boss today, or what your dreams are, what worries you, what makes you happy. After all, he's going to be your better half, who's going to be your partner in everything that you do in life. It might as well be someone who's a good listener, who pays attention to the things that matter to you. You haven't done 12 years of schooling and 3+ years of graduation, so you can fulfill your lifelong dream of being a nanny to his kids and a nurse to his parents. I'm not saying all of that is wrong, but let's accept it. That's not the dream. Not saying that being a housewife is any less of a job. In fact, it is one job that you never get paid for and get absolutely no credit for. Let's face it, being a housewife isn't bad, but it's definitely not an aspiration for today's educated, ambitious, and modern woman. We want a guy who gives as much importance to our career as much as he does to his, who views our career as equally important and understands that you are also a human being who's worked for 8+ hours at work and have come back home tired, just like him. You want to come back home to a loving husband who understands all of these things and strongly supports your career and nurtures your dreams and ambitions just like he nurtures his own, who respects your decision and acknowledges and appreciates all the hard work that you do in your job. Such a guy would be a dream hunk. The last, but certainly not the least, chemistry and compatibility. A lot of people get confused between these two. Chemistry is that spark that happens when both of you meet. A certain attraction towards a person for no particular reason. Some people might think chemistry is superficial, but I think it's essential because chemistry is that attraction that draws you to the person in the first place. Good chemistry creates that curiosity about knowing that person, and that later on turns to passion. Of course, what makes you stay ultimately boils down to your compatibility levels. Compatibility is basically how authentic your relationship is, the kind of mutual respect and admiration that you have for each other, the common interests that connect both of you, accepting and loving your partner just the way they are, feeling comfortable while being yourself with this person, having similar lifestyle choices and beliefs, envisioning a future together. These are some of the things that make a couple compatible. So make sure that you have an open-ended conversation with your potential better half about all of these things. Open lines of communication can make life so much better. People often overlook this point that having an open-ended conversation and communicating well with each other can make life as a couple so much more simpler and sorted. So communicate with him and find out, because this is a question of your whole life. So don't settle and don't hold back on the questions. I am also applying all of this while looking for my perfect partner. We are in this together. If you think I've missed out any point in this list, let me know in the comments below. That's all for today. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.